when I first went out on mission tours and in zone conferences and missionary meetings, I never talked about home. I refused to even acknowledge that they had a home. If you'd have listened to me, you'd have think they were all orphans. Just they were never, ever going to go home, because I didn't want anybody to be trunky. But now, with a little more maturity and a little more, I hope a little more wisdom, I talk about home a lot with missionaries, saying, we're interested in you as missionaries for the rest of your life and for eternity. Sure, we need you right now for 18 months or 24. That's the immediate issue at hand, but we're not through with you, and the Lord's not through with you when you're released from that mission. So I'm pretty free to talk, pretty eager to talk about all the commitments that you make, because I can't. One of the hardest things in the world for me is to find a less active return missionary. We're interested in your activity, your marriages, your children, your service. Boy, for all your life, I say you, the two of you, and all those other missionaries out there. And that's a little maturing that I had to do, to really think this is forever. This is life, including eternal life, and to have the broad view and the big picture of what a mission does.
So would you say that while being on your mission, as you thought about coming home, do you feel like that helped you to use your mission experiences to bless your family thereafter?
I'm thrilled that we now have my plan. We didn't have it, and we were always a little worried about anybody getting on their trunk.
We're still on a trunk.
Well, some of them were still taking great big ships on their
boat.
missions where they had trunks, So this trunk out goes back to a long ways. And so I'm delighted that we're having a plan now to help them get a vision, a little bit of what they're going to do later on, and that can be a great blessing.
When I came home, my parents were actually away on a mission by then, and I came home I didn't know what. I had to find a place to live. I had to come up with a job and my own money, and it was potentially a kind of a shock to the system after a very regularized life in the mission to come home to chaos. And I think my plan would have been a terrific blessing in my life. I staggered through that. I got through that first year home. But to have had some concrete ideas about next steps, if nothing else, it would have reduced my frustration. Boy, my plan, I think, is going to be a real blessing, really, truly.